Hello, sweet angel. Welcome to Live Like a Goddess, where I share with you all the juicy information, all the lovely aspects of the world that, well, nobody tells us about. I'm bringing in all the divine teachings of the goddess here to be shared with you in this beautiful space. And today I'm going to share something very mysterious, very, what's the word I would say, undertaught, and big gap of understanding, a big knowledge gap in this area for a lot of people. And I'm going to share it all with you today. And what is that? Well, I'm going to be explaining the anatomy of a yoni. A yoni. What is a yoni? Maybe you've heard me say this word. You've probably heard me say this word. What does this mean? Yoni is the Sanskrit word for a woman's reproductive organs. This whole space here, this sacred space. The space that interests you, that tantalizes you, that lures you, magnetizes you, welcomes you with so much love and warmth when she is ready, when she is ripe to be opened. And so the yoni, also called the vagina or pussy or vulva, these are all terms for the same thing. And in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you the anatomy of a woman's yoni, of our beautiful pussies, of my beautiful pussy. How does that sound? Didn't expect to see this here, did you? To explain this anatomy to you, I'm going to use a little model from, well, nature herself. Because if you look closely around, if you notice, and if you get curious enough, you will start to notice something really remarkable. And that is that there's actually yonis all around us, in hidden places, like little Easter eggs hidden for us to uncover. So, I'm going to borrow something from nature herself to help explain an aspect of nature herself, and that is the feminine anatomy of our reproductive, part of our reproductive organs, our sex organs, our sexual organs, which is our beautiful, beautiful pussies. So we have this really, ooh, and she's wet too. Isn't that accurate? Literally dripping. So here in my front patio, there's these beautiful flowers, which I don't know the names of them, but every single time one falls, or every time I look closer, I can't help but notice how she looks. And to me, she looks like part of a yoni, vulva. Let us dive in, and during this video, I'm going to explain in a very fun, captivating, sensual way the anatomy of a woman's sacred sexual parts and body. Why do we want to learn about this? Why does it matter to you? Why do you even care? Why do you need to know this? Well, when we and you understand the actual functions and parts and subtleties and sensitivities of a woman's body, you can open the capacity for so much more pleasure, so much more connection, so much more depth, and so much more pleasure not only for her, but for you as well. So this is a win-win connection, situation, explanation, because the more that you understand her body, the more safety she can feel, the more comfortable and relaxed she can be to really open herself up to you, to receive your penetration, and to embrace you, all of you. inside of her, inside the depths and waters of her vast ocean within. And if this sounds delicious to you, pay attention. So we have our beautiful model here, this beautiful flower. In common culture, most people call the yoni the vagina, which actually is incorrect. The vagina is actually the internal canal. Think about like the tube space that when the penis enters into a woman's body, that opening and that part inside, that's the vagina. But when we're looking at the outside of these sexual organs or as a whole, actually the term for this, the area here, is called the vulva. You probably didn't even know that. So this is actually what we're exploring, is more the vulva. But I personally love to use the word yoni or pussy. So looking at this beautiful pussy part of it, we have first this area on the outside, which we can call the outer lips. This is called the labia majora. These are the outer lips of a woman's beautiful flower. And then taking one step in, I mean, this model isn't 100% accurate, obviously, but the inner lips on the side, and this is called the labia minora. And so we have the labia majora on the outside, we have the labia minora on the inside, and these are almost like the guardian gates, the guardians of a woman's sacred internal waters. So outer and inner lips, and then on the inside of that, that is the vaginal opening. That is the space where penetration can occur. This part in the middle where penetration can occur is where the vagina begins. If you examine this flower, you may see that it has also something going on up here. This little fluffy part, let's say, if you can see that, a little bit below is the urethra opening, and this is where urine comes out of the body. And just above that, you see how there's this like little green knobby bit? This is a female clitoris. And the way I would describe the clitoris is similar to a man's penis head, or penis in general. This is the part of a woman's anatomy most of the time that has the most nerve endings, is the most sensitive, and basically has the biggest capacity to feel, because it has the most amount of nerve endings in that in particular spot. So the clitoris is basically a magic pleasure spot where a lot of orgasmic energy can be generated and felt and activated and stimulated. And also it's very sensitive as well because of all these extra nerve endings, so it can also be overstimulated. When it comes to the clitoris, always start slow and gentle. And when it comes to pleasing and pleasuring a woman in general, start from the outside and work your way in. Start from the body and work your way in and down. Pleasure begins way before reaching this region of a woman's pussy. It begins in the way that you look at her, in the way that you speak to her, in the way that you care for her and honor her, the way that you respect her, the way that you listen to her and make her feel safe and comfortable and seen. That is where pleasure begins. There's definitely more to it. These are just the basics. A little tip I will give for my yoni pleasuring counterparts is, really start slow and work your way from the outside in. Don't go straight for the pleasure button, which is the clitoris. Also above the clitoris is the clitoral hood. So sometimes depending on the yoni, there's some skin that is kind of like covering over the clitoris, called the clitoral hood. It's like extra skin. So every yoni is going to look different, but know that this is an extremely sensitive area. Also at the base, of course, we have the anus, and in between the anus and the vaginal opening is this area called the perineum. The perineum is said to be the base of our spine and the base of our energy channel that runs up from the perineum all the way to our pineal gland, or to the crown of our head. So this is a channel that runs from the base of our being in between the anus and the vaginal opening. And this area, it's our root chakra essentially. When you are in the presence of such beauty, just keep these aspects in mind so that you can move through each part of the body with so much devotion and appreciation and curiosity, and maybe uncover what areas you can unlock this sensation or play and explore different feelings within her body and how she responds to you. Gentle touch, petting, even just holding your hand over can feel really pleasurable. So I invite you to explore different ways of feeling and interacting with this beautiful sacred part of the body in your next consensual opportunity. I hope this video gave you some insight and maybe you learned something new. Maybe you already knew some of these things, but it is my deepest intention for you to leave this video just feeling a little bit more curious about what it is that actually is between those legs, and what is that portal that lives there and breathes there, and the magic that brings new life out into the world. If you want to see a more live version of this with a live model, also going through the anatomy step by step, make sure you find that uncensored video on my page. Send me a message or look out for more information in the caption. Thank you for watching. This is Live Like a Goddess, where I share the goddess codes with you through my heart, through my voice, and landing with you wherever you are. Have the most blessed day, and remember that every day is a new opportunity to be born again, and every breath is you renewing yourself into every moment. So you choose how you want to be in this moment. Sending my love to you. See you